face it, we sound totally weak.
Speak for yourself, Reg. Yeah, we sound weak.
When Rocket Power first dropped, most people immediately looked at Otto as the star. He was loud, fearless, and constantly trying to one-up himself. But real fans know that Reggie was the one running the whole operation behind the scenes. She wasn't just Otto's older sister, she was the voice of reason, the mediator, and the emotional anchor of the squad. She was the one making sure everyone showed up, stayed motivated, and didn't end up getting grounded for life after one of Otto's genius ideas went wrong. Reggie carried the maturity that made the show work. Without her, Rocket Power would have been pure chaos. She had that quiet confidence. She didn't have to prove she was the best, because deep down, she already knew she could hang with anyone. When you think about leadership, it's not just about who's in front of the camera pulling off the craziest tricks. It's about who keeps the team together when things go left. And that was Reggie every single time. Whether Otto was about to risk it all for some stunt, or Twister was hyping something way out of proportion, Reggie stepped in with logic and heart. She'd say something like, "Otto, chill. You don't have to win every single time," and just like that, the tension would ease. She was calm under pressure, but never boring. She could be assertive without being controlling. That's a rare balance for any character, especially in a kids' show from the early 2000s. And let's talk about her creative side. The fact that she created Reggie's zine, that was next level for a Nickelodeon character. She had her own magazine before social media even existed. She was documenting the culture, highlighting local talent, interviewing the squad. She was basically the influencer before influencers were a thing. That's leadership in another form. She didn't just want to do cool stuff. She wanted to share it, to inspire other people to chase their passions. That's what makes her stand out. Otto lived for the thrill. Reggie lived for the impact. Another thing people sleep on, Reggie's versatility. She could surf like Otto, skate with Twister, and still relate to Sam on an intellectual level. She wasn't boxed in by one type of personality. She could be chill and laid back, or firm and focused depending on what the moment needed. She wasn't afraid to speak up when Otto got too cocky, or when Twister tried to film something embarrassing. She had boundaries, standards, and a level of maturity that made her seem wise beyond her years. That's what made her such a strong role model for viewers, especially young girls watching at the time. She showed that being a leader doesn't always mean being the loudest person in the room. Sometimes it means being the one who listens the most and still gets things done. You could see the difference in how the crew reacted to her versus Otto. They listened to her. Even Raimundo, their dad, would defer to Reggie sometimes when it came to handling Otto's behavior. She had that level of emotional awareness that made everyone else better. That's what great leaders do. They elevate the people around them. Reggie was also ahead of her time when it came to representation. She broke the mold of what a female character was supposed to be in a show centered around extreme sports. She wasn't the token girl. She wasn't there to be anyone's love interest or background character. She was athletic, artistic, independent, and confident. She could throw on a wetsuit and surf with the boys, then turn around and host a zine meeting like a professional. She represented balance, femininity and strength, discipline and fun, logic and heart. If you look closely at some episodes, the writers made it clear that Reggie's guidance was the foundation of Rocket Power's success. When Otto would mess up or get in over his head, Reggie was always the one helping him learn the lesson. She didn't just scold him, she guided him. She taught by example, not just words, and even though Otto had the spotlight most of the time, Reggie had the depth. She was emotionally layered. You could tell she carried the pressure of keeping everyone together, even when she didn't get the credit. Let's not forget her dynamic with Sam. That bond showed a softer side of her leadership. She wasn't just bossy, she was nurturing. She took Sam under her wing when he moved to Ocean Shores, made sure he felt included, and never treated him like an outsider. She made him part of the family instantly. And that's another sign of true leadership, inclusion. She made sure no one felt left out or less capable, even if they weren't as extreme as Otto and Twister. And when it came to competition, Reggie could go toe-to-toe with anybody. She wasn't afraid to compete, but she always kept her integrity. She didn't cheat, she didn't talk trash, and she didn't let ego control her. She was about skill and respect. She embodied sportsmanship. In many ways, Reggie was Otto's moral compass. Every time he went too far chasing fame or clout, she'd bring him back down to earth. Reggie also had a quiet confidence that was magnetic. She didn't need validation from anyone. Whether she was writing, skating, or surfing, she did it because she loved it, not because she needed an audience. That authenticity is what made her such a strong character, and it's why fans who revisit the show as adults realize just how much she held it all together. Her character growth over time also showed what leadership looks like when it matures. She learned how to be more patient with Otto, more understanding of her dad, and more confident in her own decisions. She learned that being a leader sometimes means stepping back and letting others figure things out for themselves. And honestly, the show's entire tone changed based on Reggie's vibe. When she was calm and optimistic, the crew thrived. When she was upset or stressed, it affected everyone. That's how powerful her presence was. She didn't demand control. She naturally earned it. Otto might have been the face of Rocket Power, but Reggie was the foundation. Let's also talk about how Reggie balanced responsibility and fun. She could easily have been the nagging sister trope, but she wasn't. She knew how to joke, how to tease Otto, and how to join in the fun without losing her composure. She could hang with the guys, crack jokes, and still switch gears into leader mode when things got serious. That ability to shift between roles so effortlessly showed her depth as a character. You could see that spark in her. She had vision, drive, and natural leadership instincts. She saw the world through a lens of potential, not limitation. Her presence also gave balance to the show's energy. Otto brought adrenaline, Twister brought comedy, Sam brought brains, but Reggie brought soul. She made the show relatable. She was the one character who could look you in the eye and say something that stuck with you. She taught lessons without preaching, and that's why so many fans, especially women who grew up in that era, still look at her as a low-key icon. Even now, people talk about Otto and Twister when it comes to stunts, but Reggie's influence hits on a deeper level. She was the emotional core, the creative visionary, and the one who made Rocket Power more than just a show about extreme sports. She made it about balance between ambition and humility, passion and purpose, individuality and teamwork. When you really break it down, the show could have survived without Otto for a few episodes. But without Reggie, it would have fallen apart. She was the one holding it all together, the moral compass, the creative heart, the voice of reason, and the soul of the crew. That's what makes her the true leader of Rocket Power. She didn't lead with force. She led with wisdom, with patience, and with love. And that's what makes her one of the most underrated Nickelodeon characters of all time.